Hi everyone, this is breaking news. President Obama said it had a speech earlier. It's now 9:56 p.m. on September 10th, 2013 Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to post a transcript of President Obama's address on Syria. I'll read it to you real quick. It says targeted military strikes against Syria would deter, Syria's government from using chemical weapons and make clear to the world that the use of such weapons won't be tolerated. President Barack Obama said Tuesday night in a televised address to the American public. He also pointed to encouraging signs and diplomatic efforts to address the crisis, crediting them in part because of the credible threat of U.S. military action. But if diplomacy fails, the U.S. and its military will be in position to respond, Obama said, not ruling out military intervention in a war torn country. Here is his transcript below. My fellow Americans, tonight I want to talk to you about Syria, why it matters, and where we go from here. Over the past 2 years, what began as a series of peaceful protests against the oppressive regime of Bashar al Assad has turned into a brutal civil war. Over 100,000 people have been killed. Millions have fled the country. In that time, America's worked with allies to provide humanitarian support, to help the moderate opposition, and to shape a political settlement. But I have resisted calls for military action because we cannot resolve someone else's civil war through force, particularly after a decade of war in Iraq and Afghanistan. The situation profoundly changed, though, on August 21st when Assad's government gassed to death over 1,000 people, including hundreds of children. The images from this massacre are sickening: men, women, children lying in rows, killed by poison gas, others foaming at the mouth, gasping for breath, a father clutching his dead children, imploring them to get up and walk. On that terrible night, the world saw in gruesome detail the terrible nature of chemical weapons and why the overwhelming majority of humanity has declared them off limits, a crime against humanity, and a violation of the laws of war. This was not always the case. In World War I, American GIs were among the many thousands killed by deadly gas in the trenches of Europe. In World War II, the Nazis used gas to inflict the horror of the Holocaust. Because these weapons can kill on a mass scale with no distinction between soldier and infant, the civilized world has spent a century working to ban them. And in 1997, the U.S. Senate overwhelmingly approved an international agreement prohibiting the use of chemical weapons, now joined by 189 governments that represent 98% of humanity. On August 21st, these basic rules, oh boy, oh, were violated, along with our sense of common humanity. No one disputes that chemical weapons were used in Syria. The world saw thousands of videos, cell phone pictures, social media accounts from the attack, and humanitarian organizations told stories of hospitals packed with people who had symptoms of poisonous gas. Moreover, we know the Assad regime was responsible. In the days leading up to August 21st, we know that Assad's chemical weapons personnel prepared for an attack near an area where they mixed sarin gas. They distributed gas masks to their troops. Then they fired rockets from a regime controlled area into 11 neighborhoods that the regime has been trying to wipe clear of opposition forces. Shortly after those rockets landed, the gas spread and hospitals filled with the dying and the wounded. We know senior figures in Assad's military machine reviewed the results of the attack, and the regime increased their shelling of the same neighborhoods in the days that followed. We've also studied samples of blood and hair from people at the site that tested positive for sarin. When dictators commit atrocities, they depend upon the world to look the other way until those horrifying pictures fade from memory. But these things happened. The facts cannot be denied. The question now is what the United States of America and the international community is prepared to do about it. Because what happened to those people, to those children, is not only a violation of international law, it's also a danger to our security. Let me explain why. If we fail to act, the Assad regime will see no reason to stop using chemical weapons. As the ban against these weapons erode, other tyrants will have no reason to think twice about acquiring poison gas and using them. Over time, our troops would again face the prospect of chemical warfare on the battlefield, and it could be easier for terrorist organizations to obtain these weapons and to use them to attack civilians. If fighting spills beyond the Syrian borders, these weapons would threaten allies like Turkey, Jordan. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Oh boy, I apologize, guys. This Anyway, I won't go on and read the whole thing. I'm going to leave you the link so that you can read the rest of it instead of taking up your time for me to try to find where it was at. So on this page there is also a video, but because I'm not sure if you can hear the video when I play it, I will just go ahead and give you the link in case you want to listen to it again or in case you missed it on TV. Okay, I hope you guys are having a nice evening. I don't know about you, but in my opinion, this doesn't change anything. There, I still have not seen 100% proof that Assad did do this. It makes no sense for him to do this on his own people, knowing what the repercussions would be. And um, I do know that he did delay Congress vote a little while ago, a few hours ago, whatever, and I guess that was so he could make his speech, and it's a cry for help to get them to change their mind since things hasn't exactly been going his way. So I suggest that you guys continue to call your congressman and tell them that you still do not want to strike there. At least that's how I feel about it. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go for now, and I thank you for watching. I apologize for messing up on reading it to you. I'll try to do better, and I will talk to you later, and y'all have a nice evening. Thanks so much. Bye bye.